Alright, you found one, yeah? He's alive, he's alive! Okay, keep him there.
The water was freezing, the darkness total. Somewhere deep beneath the Atlantic off the coast of Nigeria, in the twisted metal belly of a sunken ship, a man sat alone in a tiny air pocket the size of a closet, listening to the sound of the ocean crushing the world around him. It had been hours since the tugboat Jascon 4 capsized and sank, so fast, so violently that the crew never stood a chance. 29 men were on board. Only one hadn't drowned. Harrison Okene, the ship's 29-year-old cook, was trapped 100 feet below the surface in darkness, so complete it felt alive. Wearing nothing but his underwear, shivering, dehydrated, and surrounded by pockets of black water he could not see into, Harrison had no food, no fresh air, and almost no time. He didn't know it then, but he would spend 3 full days in that underwater tomb, praying the air wouldn't run out, praying the ship wouldn't shift, praying the cold wouldn't steal his breath, and praying someone, anyone, would realize that one man was still alive down there.
Found one, yeah? He's alive! Okay, keep him there.
Welcome to Series of Survival, where every episode brings you true stories of people who should not be alive, but are.
And suddenly, I heard a voice saying, which is the bosun saying, the vessel is about to capsize, I didn't say anything because he's fond of that. And the next thing I saw was the vessel that went upside down.
Before the sinking, Harrison was a quiet, good-natured cook. Soft-spoken, humble, and deeply committed to his wife back home. He took pride in his work. He prayed every morning. He joked with the crew in the galley. On the night before the accident, he sent his wife a message. "Good night. I love you." He didn't know that within hours, the world would collapse beneath him. At 4:50 a.m., while the crew slept, a violent storm rolled over the Gulf of Guinea. The tugboat rocked violently, and then a rogue wave slammed the vessel with such force that the entire ship flipped upside down and sank in minutes. Men were thrown from their bunks. Water exploded through the corridors. Darkness swallowed everything. Harrison was thrown from the bathroom as the boat twisted downward. He fought blindly in the pitch black, battered by rising seawater. When the ship finally hit the seabed, he somehow found a small officer's cabin with a surviving air pocket. He clawed his way into it and pressed himself against the ceiling, gasping for breath. Still alive, but trapped at the bottom of the ocean. For hours, he shouted into the dark, banged on the walls, called out names of friends he had just eaten dinner with the night before. No one answered. The water was already up to his chest. He stood on a metal sink, stretching his neck upward to stay within the last few inches of air. Every breath made the air thicker. Every exhale poisoned it further. He forced himself to breathe slowly, whispering prayers to stay calm. But every few minutes, something inside the ship shifted. A creak, a groan, a deep metallic thud that reminded him how easily the wreck could collapse and drown him instantly. Hours passed, then more. At one point, Harrison heard movement in the dark water. Something brushed his leg. He jerked upward, fighting a scream. He knew he was not alone in the wreck. Many of the crew had been trapped underwater when the ship went down. He could not see them. He could not reach them. But he felt the weight of their presence in the flooded corridors beyond the air pocket. He whispered another prayer for them. By the second morning, if it was morning, Harrison's mind began to slip. The darkness played tricks on him. He saw flashes of light, heard voices that weren't there, imagined the ship rising, then sinking again. He tried to fight it, but hallucinations came harder than the cold. His stomach cramped with hunger. His lips split from dehydration. He dipped his hand into the water to drink, only to gag on gasoline and oil. He found a single bottle of soda in a floating toolbox and rationed it for as long as he could. By the second night, the oxygen crisis began. His breaths were shallow, rapid. He felt his heart pounding, felt dizziness, felt pressure in his skull. His body shook uncontrollably. He understood he was suffocating. He whispered, "Please, not like this." And then, on the third day, something changed. The metal around him vibrated faintly. Rhythmically, he froze, listened, heard the faint thump of diving gear, then another. Divers. But they weren't searching for survivors. They were collecting the remains of the crew. Harrison dove under the water, swimming blindly toward the sound. But he couldn't get far. His lungs burned. He surfaced again, panting. Then he saw it, a pale glow beneath the water, a diver's flashlight. He dove again, reaching out through the black. The diver moved slowly into the compartment, expecting only to find bodies. He saw a hand floating in the dark. He reached for it, and the hand grabbed him back. The diver kicked away in shock, slamming into the wall. He thought he was seeing a corpse move, but then Harrison surfaced, shouting, help me, please!" The diver froze, then signaled frantically up the line. "Survivor alive!"
All right, how are you doing, Nico? Just talk to me and I'll help you, eh? Okay, so have you come into the next deck? Onto the main deck? All right, so you should be walking on the ceiling, yeah? Okay. What's that? Oh, okay. All right, you found one, yeah? He's alive! Okay, keep him there. All right, just all right, just hold him there, okay? Just keep him there. Fucking hell, I don't know what we're gonna do. All right, just keep him there and keep him calm, okay? All right, just reassure him, pat him on the shoulder. Okay. All right.
After nearly 72 hours underwater, Harrison Okene was still alive. divers carefully fitted him with a diving helmet to prevent decompression sickness.
Okay, hold on. Okay. What's your name? Harrison. Okay, Harrison. My name is Colby. Okay, and I'm going to bring you home, okay? And the diver that's helping you now, his name is Nico. Okay, that's Nico, okay? There's another guy on the outside. Free flow his hat so he doesn't get too hot. What is your rank? You're the cook. They always survive. Okay? Alright, we're going now. Put your head under water and breathe comfortably, okay? Okay, how's that? Are you alright, Harrison? Are you comfortable? Just take him nice and slowly, okay? Hold your umbilical, Harrison. Don't let go, okay? We're bringing you home. Quickly, I know, sit down. Alright, stick his head in. Put his head in the belt. Well, hey, I'm taking instructions. I mean, Jesus, what am I supposed to do? How are you feeling, Harrison? Alright, very good. You scared me there. Alright, you missed.
Then guided him through the wreck and brought him to the surface. When Harrison felt sunlight again, he gasped, not just for air, but for life. He had survived 3 days at the bottom of the ocean. Survival tip. In an underwater air pocket, regulate your breathing to slow oxygen depletion and stay in the highest section of air. Even small reductions in carbon dioxide buildup can significantly increase survival time. Harrison Okene's survival defied every law of nature, physics, and probability. He survived in a pocket of air the size of a closet, surrounded by darkness, isolation, and crushing pressure. He could have given up. He could have accepted the fate of the ship. He could have stopped praying, but he didn't. And because of that, a man who should have died at the bottom of the Atlantic lived to tell the world what the deep truly feels like.
I was so afraid. But it got to a stage, I was no longer afraid. And I was hearing my colleagues shouting one after the other. To an extent, I couldn't hear their voice anymore. I was thinking maybe they've all escaped, I'm the only person trapped in there. But when I was trying to go down to the water tidal, I always feel some obstruction on the way. When I was seeing this obstruction, I started feeling humans. So I touched them. They were some of my colleagues, and they've already getting swelled. So I always go under them, and I get to the water tidal, try to see how I can get out of the vessel. So that's when I knew that some of them have died, but I never knew it was all of them that have died. I'm the only survivor still there. But I was still struggling to see how I can go out.
If you want more unbelievable true stories of people who defied death itself, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you'll never miss the next survival story.